change. It's the most powerful force in the universe. And it's the one thing that every single one of us has access to. It doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen flat on your face. Change is possible. And not just any change, transformational, life-altering, extraordinary change. Let me ask you this, what's stopping you? What's holding you back from becoming the person you know you're meant to be? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Maybe it's that little voice inside your head that says, I'm not good enough, or it's too late for me. Let me tell you something. That voice, it's a lie. It's the echo of a story you've been telling yourself for too long, and today is the day we rewrite that story. Because change is not reserved for the lucky few. It's not for the people born into privilege or the ones who seem to have it all figured out. Change belongs to those who are willing to fight for it. To those who are willing to look in the mirror and say, enough is enough. I deserve more. I am capable of more. And if you're here right now, if you're listening to these words, then I know you have that fire inside of you. Here's the truth about change. It doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. Every single day you have the power to choose. You can choose to stay stuck in the same patterns, the same routines, the same excuses, or you can choose to break free. And yes, I know it's not easy. Change is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's scary. But you know what's even scarier? Waking up one day and realizing you let fear steal your dreams. Think about it. How many people do you know who are just going through the motions? People who settle for a job they hate, a relationship that drains them, or a life that feels like it's on repeat. They tell themselves, someday I'll make a change. But someday is a lie we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. Someday isn't a day on the calendar. The only day you have is today. Right here, right now. This is your moment. This is your chance to decide that you are no longer willing to settle. And let me tell you something else, change doesn't require perfection. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to wait for the perfect time or the perfect plan. Because guess what? There's no such thing. Change begins with action. Small, consistent action. It's about taking that first step, no matter how small, and then another and another. It's about momentum. Because once you start moving, something incredible happens. That small spark turns into a flame, and that flame turns into a fire. You have to commit. Not just dip your toe in the water, but dive in head first. Burn the boats. Leave no room for retreat. When you commit fully, when you say, I am all in, that's when the magic happens. That's when the universe starts to shift in your favor. But it all starts with a decision. A decision to change, a decision to grow, a decision to step into the person you were always meant to be. Let me ask you something, who do you want to be? Not who your parents told you to be. Not who society says you should be. Who do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to create? What legacy do you want to leave behind? If you can see it in your mind, you can create it in your reality. But you have to believe it's possible. You have to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. I know some of you are thinking, but you don't understand my situation. You don't know the challenges I'm facing, and you're right, I don't. But here's what I do know. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness faced challenges. Every single one of them had moments where they wanted to give up. But they didn't. They chose to rise. And so can you. Maybe you've been knocked down. Maybe life has hit you harder than you ever thought you could handle. But guess what? You're still here. You're still standing. And that means you're stronger than you think. It means you have what it takes to overcome anything that comes your way. But you have to tap into that strength. You have to dig deep and find the courage to keep going. Because the truth is, change isn't just about you. It's about the people who are watching you, your family, your friends, your kids. They're looking at you to see what's possible. And when you rise, when you show them what's possible, you give them permission to rise too. You become a beacon of hope, a living example of what's possible when you refuse to settle. And here's the thing, you don't have to do it alone. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you, who see the greatness in you even when you don't see it in yourself. Find a tribe that pushes you to grow, to stretch, to become more. Because you are the average of the people you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. Choose people who inspire you to be your best. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is the enemy of change. It whispers in your ear, what if you fail? What if you fail? What if you're not enough? But here's the thing about fear, it's a liar. Fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. It's a story you've created in your mind, and you have the power to rewrite that story. Because the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, a building block. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. So feel the fear. Acknowledge it. But don't let it stop you. Use it as fuel. Let it push you forward instead of holding you back. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. On the other side of fear is the life you've always dreamed of. But you'll never get there if you let fear control you. You were not put on this earth to play small. You were not born to live an average life. You have greatness inside of you. You have potential that you haven't even begun to tap into. But you have to claim it. You have to own it. You have to believe with every fiber of your being that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. And when the doubts creep in, when the obstacles feel overwhelming, remember this, you've already survived 100% of your worst days. You've already overcome challenges you thought would break you. You're stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you give yourself credit for. And if you've made it this far, you can go further. So today I challenge you to stop settling. I challenge you to stop waiting. I challenge you to step into the person you were created to be. Because the world needs you. It needs your gifts, your talents, your light. It needs you to show up fully and unapologetically. Change is possible. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that when is up to you. You have the power to create the life you've always wanted, but it starts with a decision. It starts with a belief. And it starts with action. You see, change doesn't start outside of you. It starts within you. It's a seed that's planted in your heart, a whisper in your soul that says you were made for more. But here's the truth about seeds: they don't grow just because they exist. They need to be nurtured. They need sunlight, water, attention, and patience. And you are the gardener of your own life. You hold the tools to cultivate that seed of change into something extraordinary. But no one else can do it for you. Stop waiting for permission to change. Stop waiting for someone to come along and say, it's your time, because here's the secret, it's always your time. Every breath you take is proof that your story isn't over. Every sunrise is a chance to begin again. But the world isn't going to hand you change on a silver platter. You have to claim it. You have to fight for it. You have to declare, I will not let another day go by without living to my full potential. Think about the power of decision. One decision can change the entire trajectory of your life. Think about people who made a choice, a single choice that defined their legacy. They weren't superhuman. They weren't immune to fear or doubt. They were just like you. But they made a decision to rise, to grow, to take action. And you can too. What happens when you start making those decisions? Momentum happens. Progress happens. You start to feel alive in a way you've never felt before. You wake up with purpose, with energy, with a fire in your belly that can't be extinguished. You start to see possibilities where you used to see barriers. You start to believe in yourself in a way you never have before. And that belief is the key. Belief is a force more powerful than fear. It's the voice inside you that says, yes, I can. And when you align your beliefs with your actions, that's when you become unstoppable. You begin to embody the change you've been searching for. You become a magnet for opportunities, for growth, for success. Because the universe responds to those who believe in themselves. It opens doors for those who are willing to step through them. But here's the thing about belief, it's a muscle. It has to be strengthened. It has to be tested. And the only way to strengthen it is by taking action, even when you're scared. Especially when you're scared. Because fear is not a stop sign, it's a green light. It's a signal that you're on the edge of something great. And I want you to imagine just for a moment what your life could look like if you stopped letting fear dictate your choices. What would it feel like to wake up every day knowing you're living life on your terms? What would it feel like to look in the mirror and see someone who is proud of the person they've become? That's what's waiting for you on the other side of change. But change isn't just about the big wins. It's about the small victories. It's about celebrating every step forward, no matter how small. Because those small steps add up. They create momentum. They create confidence. And confidence is what fuels more action. Too often, we focus on the mountain in front of us instead of the next step. But let me tell you something, you don't climb a mountain by staring at the peak. You climb it one step at a time. And with every step, you get stronger. With every step, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. So don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to take baby steps. Because every great transformation begins with a single step. And every single step you take brings you closer to the person you were meant to be. And I know some of you might be thinking, what if I take a step in the wrong direction? What if I make a mistake? Let me tell you something, there are no wrong steps. There are only lessons. Every mistake is a stepping stone. Every failure is a teacher. And the only real failure is the failure to try. So give yourself permission to fail. Give yourself permission to stumble, to fall, to get it wrong. Because every time you get back up, you're stronger. Every time you keep going, you're proving to yourself that you're unstoppable. And that's how change happens. Not by avoiding failure, but by embracing it. Now let's talk about vision. What is your vision for your life? What do you want to create? What legacy do you want to leave? If you don't have a clear vision, it's like trying to sail a ship without a destination. You'll drift, you'll wander, and you'll never reach your full potential. But when you have a vision, when you know exactly where you're going, everything changes. You wake up with purpose. You face challenges with resilience. You make decisions with clarity. Because you know that every step, every choice, every action is bringing you closer to that vision. And here's the beautiful thing about vision, it's yours to create. No one else gets to decide what your life should look like. No one else gets to tell you what's possible for you. That's your job. That's your privilege. So dream big, dream boldly, and then take action. Because dreams without action are just wishes. And wishes don't create change. Action does. Consistent, relentless action. The kind of action that comes from a deep, burning desire to create a life you love. And as you take that action, as you step into your vision, you'll inspire others to do the same. Because change is contagious. When people see you rising, they'll want to rise too. When they see you chasing your dreams, they'll believe it's possible for them too. And that's how we change the world. Not by waiting for someone else to lead the way, but by becoming the change we want to see. So here's my question for you. Are you ready? Are you ready to stop settling? Are you ready to stop making excuses? Are you ready to step into your power and create the life you deserve? Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to change. The decision to stop waiting. The decision to start right now, right here. And I want you to make that decision today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not someday. Today. Because today is all you have. And today is enough. So take a deep breath, feel the fire inside of you, and make a promise to yourself. A promise that you will no longer settle for anything less than extraordinary. A promise that you will take action, no matter how small, every single day. A promise that you will believe in yourself, even when it's hard. Because you deserve it. You deserve to live a life that lights you up. You deserve to wake up every day feeling excited, energized, and alive. And that life is possible for you. But you have to claim it. You have to fight for it. You have to create it. So let's do this. Let's stop waiting. Let's stop doubting. Let's stop holding ourselves back. Let's step into the person we were created to be. Because change is possible. It's always been possible. And it starts with you. It starts with your decision. It starts with your belief. So go out there and make it happen. Live boldly. Dream fearlessly. And remember, you are capable of more than you can imagine. The world is waiting for you to rise, and I know deep down you're ready. Now go. Take the first step. And don't stop until you've created the life you were born to live. You've got this. I believe in you. And it's time for you to believe in yourself. Now, as we bring this to a close, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Think about everything we've explored today, the power of decision, the strength of belief, the momentum of action, and the limitless potential that lies within you. You've heard the words, you've felt the energy, and now it's time to turn all of that into something real. Because at the end of the day, nothing changes until you do. The world doesn't hand you your dreams. It doesn't gift wrap success or transformation and leave it at your doorstep. No. The life you desire, the one filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment, it's yours to create. It's waiting for you to step up, to claim it, to work for it. And the beauty of it all, you are capable. You've always been capable. Every fear you faced, every obstacle you've overcome, every challenge that's tested you, it's all been preparing you for this moment. You have everything you need within you to make the change you desire. The question is, will you use it? You have a choice to make right now. You can let this moment pass, file this speech away in the back of your mind, and go back to the same routines, the same excuses, the same life. Or you can draw a line in the sand. You can decide this is where it begins. This is the day I take control. This is the moment I say yes to my dreams, to my vision, to my future. And let me tell you this, the world needs you. It needs your courage, your passion, your voice. It needs you to rise up and show what's possible. Because when you change, you don't just change your own life, you inspire others to change theirs. You create a ripple effect that touches lives you'll never even see.